Today's session is on the tools to navigate on new normal. So the presentation which I'm going to focus is how we are going to be smart under this new normal circumstances. Now, especially from last year with the COVID-19 pandemic, we all know that our lives have completely changed. Like the way we work, the way we do our payments, the way we normally behave have totally changed. Now we have to be very smart on how we associate in the society and how we do our day-to-day work during this new normal scenario. So what I'm going to focus today is on the payment side. How do we navigate ourselves during this pandemic situation? Now, the tagline I'm going to use today is we have to be smart and we have to pay smart. And we all know that with the pandemic, we have this famous quote, social distancing. We were told to avoid crowds. So whenever we do our day-to-day, we are facing difficulties. Social distancing. We are trying to avoid crowds. So yeah, even for make a payment or go to a bank, go to the ATM, we have our second thoughts. So how are we going to navigate ourselves through this new normal scenario? Because now lockdown is not no more there, but still the country is open. But still, how are we going to navigate ourselves through this new normal scenario? So usage of cash. Now, when it comes to new normal, I think you all know that there is a concept that we were asked to limit usage of physical cash. Scientifically, there are debates whether the COVID-19 can be spread through physical notes or it is not applicable. But having said that, still our people, we have a scarcity of, using cash. Across the world, if you do some fact finding, it was evident that people have minimized usage of cash after this pandemic because of health hazards. So how do we navigate this? Now, we need cash. We were, before pandemic, we were using cash. We were going to the ATM, we were withdrawing money, we are going to shops and to buy goods and services. Now what has happened is social distancing, avoiding crowds. We have minimized that, going to ATMs, going to the shops. So in that scenario, how smart are we? And on our payment needs, how we associate on daily basis. So let's touch on that aspect. COVID-19 is there. Now we have this new normal scenario is happening at the moment. And how smart are we when it comes to payments? How do we navigate this situation? Now there are day-to-day needs. Now what has happened is, especially during last year, I can't go to an ATM. And still I'm scared to go to an ATM. I can't visit my bank. But still banks are open, but still people have second thoughts of visiting a bank. And I can't visit shops and retailers to make payments. So lockdown, I was completely shut down for that, but still I am reluctant to do that. But I have my needs now. I need to pay my bills. I need to transfer funds. I need to, reload my phone. I need to purchase goods and services. Now we have this situation that we have to be smart. So how do we navigate through this? What options do we have? I have money in my account. One of the key problems that myself and everybody faced during the lockdown situation last year is that I have money in my account, but I was unable to visit an ATM. I can't go to a shop. Country was locked down. So basically, I was stuck at home having money in my account, but I couldn't do anything. So this is where we need to be smart. I think one of the positives out from the COVID-19 situation is that people had second thoughts. How do I access my account, money in my account? If a situation where I can't go out, I'm blocked of going out, or I don't have any option of, doing my routine activities. So this is where we have to be smart when it comes to pay. So that's why from the beginning, my tagline is that we have to be smart and we have to pay smart. So let's see. So is there a way that I can pay my bills, or I can purchase goods and services, or do my day-to-day banking transactions payment needs via a mobile phone, but still access my account. So is that possible? So that's what my presentation is primarily focused on. How do I navigate my payment needs during this pandemic under this new normal scenario? So my question is simple, like how do I use my savings account, money in my savings account for my day-to-day payment needs? It can be for an online payment, to order foods, or transfer money to someone else, or pay my bill, reload my phone, anything. So can I just pay using my mobile phone? That's a simple question that we all have to be very smart. How do I pay using my mobile phone? Because I have money in my account. Can I access my savings account and pay online payments through my mobile phone? Because everybody has a mobile phone, smartphone. Phone penetration in Sri Lanka is high, and everybody is using smartphones. Internet is there. So how do I do that? How do I make these options into my day-to-day payment needs? How do I navigate myself through this? So let's see. So here I would like to introduce a product which is very popular these days, and it is also known as Be Smart Payment. So how do I connect this Just Pay payment option? Actually, I told savings account through my mobile phone. How do I basically access my money in my savings account and do my day-to-day payments using my mobile platform, or the system that enables me access my savings account money and do day-to-day transactions using my smartphone is Just Pay. So this is a payment system, payment option in your mobile phone, where you can simply add your savings account, or even if a current account, and do day-to-day payments. So this network is supported by and powered by Lanka and Lanka is the national payment infrastructure provider in Sri Lanka, which has connected all banks together when it comes to ATM, interbank fund transfers, mobile payments like Just Pay, corporate payments, any sort of interbank payment requirements. So let's Just Pay payment option is primarily allows you to add your savings or current account to your mobile payment application and do payments. It's very simple. You download the mobile application, you add your account. When you add your account, you have to provide your account number, your bank, and there are certain steps to ensure that your account addition is secured. And you need to have your SMS alert activated for this to enjoy this facility, because there are certain validations happening from your account. Because in JustPay platform, what it primarily does is it connects your account to the mobile application. This mobile application is driven by a financial institution. So LankaPay, as an entity governed by the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, we ensure that we only connect financial institutions approved by the Central Bank of Sri Lanka. So all the JustPay enabled mobile apps, which you will see in this presentation as well, are backed by a financial institution. So whenever it doesn't matter in which bank that your account is. For example, you have your account in Bank of Ceylon or National Savings Bank or Ammana Bank or whatever bank, you will be able to add your account in these mobile applications. But behind the mobile application, there is a financial entity, financial institution that take care of this account addition process, transaction process, and everything. And why I want to mention about this SMS alert option is that there is an OTP validation happening. So you need to ensure that you have your SMS alert services activated from your bank. So whenever those OTPs are happening, you will get the SMS. This is to ensure that you are the one, you are the original user and who's trying to add the particular account to this mobile application. And also using Just Pay, you can pay transactions up to 50,000 per transaction. So this is basically primarily we are focusing on retail payments, and pay your bills, purchase goods and services, reloads or whatsoever you can do up to 50,000. And recently we have introduced the Lanka QR option, But if you scan a QR and make a payment, then you can go up to 200,000. So all your other in-app payments and everything, you can do it up to 50,000. And this is a very simple one-touch payment option. So in my previous slide, I have told you that you can download the mobile app, add your savings account. So once you download it, you log into the mobile app, you pay your electricity bill, you pay your water bill, you reload your account, you pay your television bill, you transfer money to your kids' tuition fees, you pay your leasing rental, you pay your insurance payment, you book a doctor. There are multiple options available in these mobile applications where you can simply download you can simply use your account for the payments. So this replaces you going to an ATM physically, withdrawing money, going to another shop, pay the bill or buy goods and services and coming back home. But from this option, you simply can be in one location using one mobile application and using the same money in your savings account, which is the same process that you go to an ATM and withdraw. But without going to an ATM and withdrawing money, you simply access your savings account through the mobile app and make the payments. So it saves your money, it saves your time basically, and risk of health hazards, especially during this new normal scenario. So these are the mobile applications currently we have connected through the JustPay network, and all these mobile applications are certified, and it ensures that all the security standards are met. Central Bank of Sri Lanka have issued baseline security standards for all mobile applications. So all these mobile applications are certified accordingly. And LankaPay has also introduced various security measurements to ensure that your account is properly added and your transaction is secured. To add you, LankaPay is the first entity in Sri Lanka to obtain PCI DSS certification. So whatever transactions, your information are secured, because as I told you, all these mobile applications, even though you see Solo, Direct Pay, Sampath Pay, Mcash, likewise that, there is a financial institution, central bank approved financial institution connected to these mobile applications, which takes care of your financial transactions. And there are many more mobile applications currently working with us to enable JustPay. And you can simply download these applications using Google Pay or App Store or whatsoever, and add your savings account. So this is you being smart for your payments. Now, we are in a situation that we have this new normal working environment. We have restricted accesses to certain facilities, but why do we risk ourselves? We can simply do our payment needs, day-to-day payment needs, using these JustPay options. So this is how a person should navigate him or herself through this new normal scenario, because you can't go out. There's a risk of going. It means that you can go out, but there's a risk of going out, risk of going to various shops that do payments, pay your bills and stuff like that. But simply download one of these applications and you will be able to access all those facilities. And bank-wise, if you have an account in any of these banks or finance companies, you can add your account in those mobile apps which I have given before. So basically, you have all the private and public banks in Sri Lanka here. So there are certain banks you may not see, maybe some foreign banks. Except for such, all banks are here. So if you are account holder of Pan Asia, Bank of Ceylon, Nations Trust, Ceylon, HDFC, SDB Bank, you can simply add your savings or current account in those mobile applications which I have shown you before. So this is where JustPay connects these banks and the mobile applications, where you as a customer of these banks will have access to your money in the savings account through your mobile payment application. This avoids, like as I said before, this avoids you visiting an ATM, withdrawing money, going to another shop, doing the payment, or do any other payment need. So this is you being smart. And these are some of the transaction types, like in-app merchant payments, purchase of goods and services, pay utility bills, even interbank fund transfers. Now, for example, I need to transfer money from a bank to another bank, but I don't have I don't have access to my internet banking, or I can't go to a branch to deposit money to that particular person's bank. So there are multiple apps in the list that I have shown before, which allows you to pull money from your savings account, which may be, for example, say Bank of Ceylon, and transfer money to your friend's account, which may be in Hat National Bank. So those options are also there. So to do that, from the bank that is connected to the mobile application, they use LankaPay platforms, JustPay, and we have a common electronic fund transfer platform also. So they utilize those platforms to do that transfer. And also mobile top-ups, and also QR code payments, Lanka QR. So you can either go to download your mobile app and do in-app payments, or you can go to if you see a QR code, you can scan it and pay. I think these days, when you're getting your SLT bill, and sometimes maybe Elecco or whatsoever electricity or utility bills, you may find a QR code, Lanka QR code. So you can simply scan those QR codes, and selecting your account, you can make payments. So those are the activities that you can do, and this is where you being smart for payments. So you have to be smart on payments these days under these new normal working environments. So since I touched on Lanka QR, these are some of the samples that you may see in the market where QR codes are there. You can simply scan any of these QR codes and do payments. So it's the same. You place your phone, scan it, select your account, your savings account, which you need to make the payment. And sometimes they may ask you to type the amount, or sometimes the amount may also come. You just simply say pay. So your account will be debited and the merchant will receive the funds. So on the customer's perspective, this is where you're being smart. And I need to touch upon this also. So what is in it for the merchant, for the shop owner? So what is there? So this is basically the merchant discount rate. So just pay tariff structure, how much the customer pays or how much the merchant receives, interbank payments, everything is governed by the Central Bank of Sri Lanka and LankaPay Private Limited, where we have instructed all the financial institutions which are behind these mobile apps and banks, you have to adhere to these rules. So in here, the merchant discount rate. The merchant discount rate is where if a customer make a payment, how much the shop owner gets. For example, I go and buy some flowers from, say, some particular flower shop. I may use my payment option, my savings account or credit card or whatsoever. But at the end of the day, the bank will have to pay the merchant, the flower shop guy. So if I do a payment for 1,000 rupees, the flower shop guy will not receive 1,000 exactly. There will be some minus amount. So that is where the acquirer gets his income. So that is called the merchant discount rate. So if I pay 1,000, acquirer might get 990. Sorry, the merchant might get 990 or whatsoever. So this MDR under Just Pay is between 0.5 to 2% based on the transaction value. So I told you the maximum transaction value is 50,000, and from 0 to 50,000, the transaction value go up. So the MGR is mostly it's below 1%, but it's between 0.5 and 2%. And for Lanka QR, it is mandated at 0.5%, the MDR is. So for the shop owner, the merchant, this is very convenient because if I use another payment option for the payment, I'll take an example. I use my credit card for the payment. So if I use my credit card for the payment, the MDR varies from 2.5% to 3%. That depends. That's not governed by us, but that is governed by other entities. So here, if the customer uses his savings account for the payment, the benefit is for the customer from one side. He is being smart and he's accessing his savings account money to make the payment online. That is convenient factor for him. But from the merchant side also, what the benefit that he's getting is he's getting more cash inflow. He maintains more cash into his account. So merchant's float will increase because the amount that he's receiving is more than the amount he will be receiving if the customer uses another payment option. So it's one of the key factors that is being in discussion these days when we met certain merchants and when we do our R&Ds, we have found out that merchants wants people to use Just Pay option and Lanka QR options because that is more beneficial for them. So I would like to share some of the statistics on Just Pay and Just Pay primarily. So registrations and transactions. If you can see from to my right side, you have the registration statistics. So these are the number of accounts are connected to Just Pay network. So if you take in the month of March, 19,394 accounts were connected. So customers have connected 19,394 accounts by downloading those mobile applications. And if you see top left, 453 transactions in the month of March. So this shows you how much this is engaged now. So how much of, how many people are using these options for the payment. So there were 481,453 transactions for the month of March, and it's increasing. So people are now moving from traditional ATM and those transaction modes to digital mode. Using smartphone has increased now. And if you can see the top left side of my screen, you can see the rupee value. In the March, over 2 billion worth of transactions. So this 481,000 transactions is equal to 2,49,314. So you can see the amount of transactions that have been transacted in Just Pay, over 2 billion worth of transactions. So to summarize, from the start of my presentation, I was emphasizing that you have to be smart on your payment. You have to be smart, especially during the new normal scenario where you are restricted by outside factors, the way you behave, the way you make payments, the way you behave pre-2019 has been restricted due to the pandemic situation. Now we have this new normal condition. We come to work, we behave in our society, but with restrictions. But when it comes to payments, how smart are we? So one of the payment options, and I think the way to access your savings account, rather than going to an ATM or going to multiple shops of payments to make payments. So Just Pay is the platform where everybody, any citizen in Sri Lanka, can add their savings account in these mobile applications and do payments. So this is how you navigate your payment needs in this new normal condition in Sri Lanka. So that's my presentation, and I think the next there's another session from one of my colleagues on another aspect of how you can be smart. Okay, there is a question. So there is a question. I'll read out the question. May I please know how can you give the assurance that logs and database do not save sensitive data of the customers? Okay. Yeah. Now, as I told you, we have an onboarding process. We have an onboarding process where a mobile application connects to Just Pay network. Before that, there are a number of steps that we ensure that the question that the participant have asked is met now. Storing of sensitive information will not happen. We have strict guidelines where each mobile application is audited based on security standards issued by the Central Bank of Sri Lanka. And also from Lanka Clear, we have a software development kit that we have issued to ensure you get the digital mandate from the customer for the pull authorization. And any customer data that is entered by the customer will not stay at the mobile application. It will stay at, if it is need to be saved, it will be at the financial institution's end. And also, we are not dealing with cards here. The Just Pay network is not dealing with credit cards. So what's the card information is not there. This is your bank information, which is being entered by the customer and being pulled to the mobile application. From the mobile application, it goes to the financial institutions. So financial institution is the liable party for the data security, transaction security, and everything. And as the certifying entity, Lanka Clear has ensured that all the requirements are met. So there is no risk of your account number being exposed to the mobile application. And also I want to highlight, this is not the card, we are not handling cards. This is the account number entered at the time of the registration. So let's see, any other questions there? Okay, then I will hand over my session to my colleague Manoj. So thank you all for listening, and if you have any queries, you have my email and contact on screen, and you can WhatsApp me for any or drop me an email for any inquiry. Okay, thank you all.
Okay, thank you, Harsha. Like this Manoj friend here from Lanka. Like Harsha, I present Sri Lanka's national payment network. And today we will discuss a very specific need. So we'll be discussing one specific need we have, which is signing and approvals. So this is something we do on a daily basis. And it is specially required in a COVID or any pandemic situation, but COVID or no COVID, signing and approvals is something every organization does on a daily basis. So let me walk you through presentation. So I'll walk you through presentation on Lankasan digital certificates. I will start off with a quick introduction of Lankasan CSP. This was launched under the guidance of Central Bank back in 2009. And currently we are the only authorized certification service provider under National Certification Authority, which is the highest available certification authority for Sri Lanka and is a government entity. And it's fully legally recognized under the Electronic Transactions Act of Sri Lanka. To elaborate a bit more on this, there are few exceptions defined under Electronic Transactions Act. For example, you can't use digital signing to sign last will or power of attorney. So other than those few defined exceptions, you can proceed to sign any document, any legal document, including agreements, and these are completely permissible within any court of law within Sri Lanka. And we are also ISO 27001 2013 certified, which is an international security standard, and also PCI DSS certified, and equipped with all international requirements of a commercial CSP, including military grade security appliances and state-of-the-art 24/7 365 monitored data centers in both our head office as well as our DR side. So moving on, I will play a quick video which mainly discuss the requirements of a digital certificate or digital signing in a pandemic situation.
Changing times, organizations. The world is changing at a rapid pace. The challenges we face today have made traditional business models redundant. To survive and thrive in these challenging times, organizations adapt to the environmental dynamics. The world is changing at a rapid pace. The challenges we face today have made traditional
health emergency.
Business models redundant. To survive and thrive in these challenging times, organizations adapt to the environmental dynamics. The world is changing at a rapid pace. The challenges we face today have made traditional
health emergency.
Business models redundant. To survive and thrive in these challenging times, organizations adapt to the environmental dynamics. The world is changing at a rapid pace. The challenges we face today have made traditional health emergency.
emergency. Now with the solution beyond that, making it a permanent final step. Emergency. Now with the solution beyond that, making it a permanent final step.
Moving on to forming of these certificates. This digital certificate will be given to you in a specialized piece of hardware called hardware security module or HSM. And as I mentioned earlier, since this is a digital alternative to our traditional wet signature, this will represent the identity for the individual. And when it comes to the benefits of email document signing certificates, you can digitally sign or approve any document and any number of documents as there is no limit. And it's convenient, fast and secure. Signed documents can be sent via email or any other digital medium. And it's actually more reliable than the wet signature in the sense the signature can be validated from anywhere in the world with an internet connection. and also it saves time, paper, storage space, courier charges, etc. And also unauthorized changes can be detected in the sense it will be indicated in the document if there's any subsequent changes to the document after the signatories had signed. And finally, it enables business process automations and remote working as well. So, moving on, how you can obtain digital signatures is basically you can visit www.lankaclear.com and click on Knowledge Center and Lankasan. To give an overview of how you can obtain, first and foremost, you need to sign one Lankasan digital certificate subscribe agreement and submit the application. Then you will receive the security token along with the digital certificate. Next, there's one-time setup that you need to do, including installing root and intermediate certificates and installing the security token to your PC or laptop, and then you can immediately start signing documents. So, as of now, pretty much all the commercial banks in Sri Lanka and also other financial institutes are uh, our existing customers. And in addition to that, government and other sectors, including organizations like Ceylon Electricity Board, Central Bank, then Colombo Municipal Council, State Mortgage and Investment Bank, Sri Lanka Customs, Colombo Stock Exchange, Ceylon Chamber of Commerce, National Chamber of Exporters, and Sri Lanka third among our existing customers. And also, when it comes to private organizations, entities including MAS, Brandix, DHL, and so on, there are so many organizations are using digital certificates. So, as I started the discussion, it's a timely need of the COVID-19 or any other pandemic. But pandemic or not, signing and approvals is something any organization is on a daily basis. So pandemic or not, this is something everyone can benefit, and it's very convenient and fast, something that you can use on a daily basis. And it's especially helpful in a pandemic or lockdown situation, because that's when organizations have trouble with the signatures and approvals, and people are stuck at home with curfew and whatnot. So in a situation like that, this is an ideal and very convenient choice for approvals and signing that you can use. With that, I will conclude my session. So thank you everyone for listening.